The following was recorded in front of a live studio audience at the Studio 21 Podcast Cafe. This is the United Podcast Network.
Put that hammer down. This is the Don't Do It Yourself podcast.
Don't take the risk.
The New England Contractors Referral podcast that begs you, the homeowner, to put that hammer down and get the referral of a ready, reputable contractor from your host.
Our motto is put the hammer down.
No nonsense, Nance.
That's what we're here for.
And Tommy Two
You
Shoes.
can't get a word in edgewise with a woman
not
anyway.
with a woman,
you know
that's
that.
right.
Join us as they guide you through the maze and refer you to the right man or woman for the job.
Right now, I'm at Studio 21 Podcast Cafe.
This is the Don't Do It Yourself podcast. Here's Tommy.
Put that hammer down. That's right, folks. We're back to the Don't Do It Yourself podcast. I'm Tommy Two Shoes. This is No Nonsense Nance.
Good morning, Tommy.
No, everybody knows her. And let me tell you something. We got some great guests today. Nicole and Amanda are here. And I'm a little intimidated, I'll tell you. All these beautiful women. And, you know, we got a great show, and you're going to love this. I'm going to have Nancy introduce them and tell you a little bit about them. We're going to let them do some talking. I'll butt in a little bit here and there like I usually do, you know. But let's hear it, Nancy. What do you got to say?
Good morning, everybody. I just want to remind you all that you're listening to the Don't Do It Yourself podcast, where we meet every Thursday, and we refer you to the most reliable contractor or service provider for both our listeners and our viewers. At the end of the show, if you could, please shoot us an email at tommys2shoes@aol.com, and he'll walk you through it. So today, we are very excited to introduce two people to you. One you know already, Amanda Bruen, and Nicole Johnson, who is from Century 21. Nicole, I think we'd like to start out with you and get a little bit of your background. Can you tell me what your position is with Century 21?
Sure. First of all, hi, everybody, and thank you so much for having us on the show today.
It's a pleasure.
My name is Nicole Johnson, and my role at Century 21 Northeast is Vice President of Talent Acquisition.
Yeah.
And I've been doing this for over 3 years now, and I specialize in taking agents' income to the next level through working with them and really finding out what their needs are as a real estate agent and helping them from there on.
So you probably look for the best of the best, which is what we do here on our
right.
podcast. We only try to bring on the best people for the types of services that they offer. So you do that, so you know a little bit about their background, you recruit them, and then you find out what their needs are, but do you also find out what their talents are so you can help maybe direct them if they need some direction?
Yes. So I recently switched companies to Century 21 Northeast because we've gone through tremendous branding change. And we actually just won an award this year, 2018, for exceptional branding, which is fantastic. Yes. And it's a big part of why I recently joined the company and why Amanda is going to be joining the company as well, because we're moving forward into, a technology realm where these agents or our agents really need to be prepared with the competition out there. And we're at the forefront of the market with technology and the branding. So we're really, really set up to do big things because our franchise is 10 in the world out of 8,000 independently owned offices.
That's very impressive.
Brokerage-owned offices.
Yeah,
So we're at number 10. So we can do some really unique things. And we run our real estate business like a family-run company.
That's
so
nice.
It's wonderful. And yes, I do look for their talents.
Okay.
And I put them in different areas where it makes sense for them.
Well, I can tell you something just quickly. You're doing a great job because I know Amanda from way back.
Right.
And talking about a talented person, and she's been doing all our real estate for years now. Both of us have bought homes and sold homes with her, and I know how good she is, so you know your
Thank
job.
you, Tom.
Right.
She's exceptional.
Right. Yep.
She
Yep.
really
She
is
really
a
is.
diamond in the rough,
Yes.
and
Yep.
she has so much more to do. I mean, everything that she has done so far, and she's set up these platforms that it's really going to help take Century 21 to the next level as well.
Yeah. That's great. So now, when you say branding, just so we can kind of clear this up for the listeners, because not everybody is used to that type of lingo. But so branding, part of that is name recognition. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Is that a big part of it?
Absolutely, it really is. I mean, I've come full circle where I've worked for independent small companies.
Right.
I worked for Coldwell Banker in the past. Now I'm at Century 21. I've noticed in the short amount of time that I've been here that the brand 100% helps you.
Yeah.
You can be that exceptional salesperson, it doesn't matter, but
Right.
there is not a lot of those salespeople out there. And, we look at our company like it's a business in a box, and we provide the tools and the training, which is so important, cutting edge training to where the market is trending. We're doing a lot of stuff off market now. We're doing unique deals where some people don't want a real estate sign on their property, and we can we can change with the times and provide services that every other company can do.
Right.
We just can do it with the big brand and unlimited expense and social media to back it up.
So something you said a minute ago was that you've been with small companies, and I think with that you're localized to a specific area, and you're never going to grow, right? Like say you
It's tough.
yeah,
Competition.
You need to you need a big name with signs, or even not signs. I sold a house without a sign in the front door.
Yeah,
Remember,
yeah,
many years
yeah.
ago. I didn't want one on the property.
Yep.
And they handled it perfectly, and they
Excellent.
sold the house. Now you also mentioned something about how people you get to figure out the person. Now that falls right into what you're doing, Amanda. You have something called
BANKcode.
BANKcode. Can you tell the listeners about that?
Yeah, sure. First of all, BANK stands for Blueprint Action Nurturing Knowledge. That's the type of personalities. And so there are 4 distinct colors: blue, red,
Orange.
yellow, green, and yellow.
Yep.
Yeah. Do you have the cards?
I do. They're over there.
Oh, they are.
Sorry about that. I'm sorry.
Anyway, each letter represents values, and so when dealing with people, you want to be able to understand what their values are, because if you don't know what your values are different than everybody else's.
Right.
So
Right.
if you understand where they're coming from and what their values are, you can focus more on who they are as a person and what their needs are. So if they're a nurturing person, you're not going to sit there and talk about statistics and details and all of that. They want to know more about how you give back to the world.
Right.
Honestly, that's where the nurturing, that's going to be their highest point that they hope that you are, so that they can connect with you as an agent, because everybody knows if they know, like, and trust you, that they will do business with you. And if I
Absolutely.
understand what your values are, I can serve you 100% better.
Yep.
That's like me. I've known you for years, and I know what you like, what you do, how you handle things, and I wouldn't go to anyone else. And I'll tell you something. Everyone's heard of Century 21 because they're well known, and to see that Century 21 is taking the step forward to find people like Amanda to come and work with you and grow with you, and that you could even make her step up another level. I've watched her grow level by level by level, and for her to come to me and say, I'm going with the right one, I'm going with Century 21, was amazing to me. I said, you got to come on the show.
I'm really excited about it. Can you tell?
I can tell. She called me up, Tom, you're not going to believe this. I got another, I'm going to the next level. And Century
And it's
21
great because
is the
we can
next
do
level.
unique things. Like Amanda is bringing different systems into the company that we're going to be beta testing out of her office. And if it works and if it makes sense, we can apply it through the company. And Jim D'Amico is the owner of Century 21 Northeast, and Rob D'Amico is his cousin. He's my boss, and he's the vice president. They both are really, really understanding and accepting to where this market is changing, and they get to do things differently, which is so great. You don't find that traditionally in a big franchise.
You've got to find someone that's willing to take the risk and go forward and change with the times.
So
and
we're
that's so
thrilled.
important.
We cannot wait to hit the ground running. I mean, I've been only here for a month and a half, and I'm just haven't even really started yet.
Yep, that's
great.
great. So I know that selling or buying a house is one of the most stressful things that happens to you in your lifetime. And sometimes it's multiple times. And you have to be able to rely on the person that you sign that contract with, that they're going to always look out for your best interest, that they're going to find the right place for you or find the right buyer for you and do it as quickly as they can and on the track that you're wanting to be on.
Absolutely.
And we have found with Amanda in the past that that's exactly what she does. And it's comforting to know that she's at the helm, and she's running the ads and she's making it happen. And you have a lot of contacts, Amanda.
I do.
I mean, you've been in the business for a while, and she really gets the word out.
Everything she touches turns to sold.
Sold.
It's amazing.
Yeah, it is true.
Unreal.
Now,
We're working on a new video for her. With
Yes.
that little tagline exactly.
yeah,
And
nice.
That's the next venture, focusing on videos. So
Excellent.
Nice.
Excellent.
explain how you send all your customers first the little 4-piece of the BANKcode, and you have them do the little.
Oh
thing
yeah,
first.
before I go on a listing appointment or work with a buyer, just so that I understand what their values are, I have a little email that I send out to them that has those 4 cards that I showed to you, with the values on there, and they just put them in order, and then I know right then and there it gets sent back to me.
What their priorities are.
And they get a report back to them that explains about who they are and what they are. It's about 20 pages, about a $97 report that I give for free. But it also helps them understand about themselves.
Right.
But once they learn about the BANKcode, the only reason I started doing it was obviously to increase sales, because you can always be better.
Right.
So I'm always about being better.
Right.
That's right. I
No
know
matter
that.
growth, if you're not growing, you're dying.
Right. Yep.
So, and with competition, you just have to be on the cutting edge of the sales game.
Yeah.
And but traditionally, it used to be more of a the hardcore salespeople. It's not about that anymore. It's not about being the pushy salesperson.
Right.
You need to just connect and be friends and
all
create the
networking.
relationship.
Yeah.
And the BANKcode helps you create relationships. So I did it strictly for business originally, but it's helped in my marriage. It's helped with my kids. It's changed my entire communication with everyone in my world.
Nice.
And one of their mottos is one language, one world. So it's about everyone speaking the same language.
So you're a globalist.
awesome.
Yeah. I really am a global property specialist.
Yeah, that's for the next show. That's not this one.
I'll tell you, Amanda has amazed me over the years. We're now good friends, and it started off with real estate, and she's done so well for me.
No, it started off at the Lanham
Oh,
Club.
it did. It started off the
I
Lanham
met you at
Club.
the Lanham
Yeah,
Club when
that's
I
right,
first moved
too.
here.
That's where we first met, and you were studying to be a realtor.
Well, I was.
Oh, you were
I had
actually
to
in Ohio.
sit for my. Yeah, I had to sit
Yes.
for my state test in Massachusetts on a
That's
reciprocal.
right. Yes, that's right. And ever since that day, we've become
nice.
great friends. She's done she's sold the house I was living in and bought me the other house that I wanted with the deal that it's contingent upon each other, and she got me all the money
And
got me the deal of the century.
and
on
she
the
had
other
found
end.
me that house.
Yes, originally she
And
found it for
he
her.
was with me because he thinks I can't buy a house on my own.
I'm her
so
brother.
he was
I'm a
with
big
me,
brother.
and I passed